Hello, I'm Henry Marsh, and today I'm going to be speaking about Vygotsky's social cultural theory and its implications for teaching. I'll be discussing what I believe to be the theory's three main areas: scaffolding, language as a cultural tool, and the zone of proximal development. Firstly, scaffolding. Scaffolding is a teaching method that helps students to learn more by working alongside a teacher to achieve their learning standards. Wood et al. Gives a definition of scaffolding as being a concept that enables a child or novice to solve a task or achieve a goal that would be beyond his unassisted efforts. Students should be guided and assisted in their learning by more capable others, such as teachers, parents, and other adults. This scaffolding method can be achieved through language or by the child observing a skilled performance. When Brunner adapted Vygotsky's theories in the 1960s, he coined the term scaffolding, as he was referring to how teachers can set up structured learning environments. This term fittingly suggests that teachers provide the support to build a firm foundation of knowledge that will allow them to solve similar problems in the future without guidance. To achieve scaffolding, the teacher must first find what is required from the student, and then use scaffolding tools to give information, prompts, reminders, and encouragement in the right amount at the correct time. Once the student gets the hang of it, the teacher can allow the student to gradually work more autonomously. Another form of scaffolding is allowing a student who has successfully solved the problem to help another student who may be struggling, as they will both benefit from the exchange of descriptions, elaborations, and questions. Language as a cultural tool. Cultural tools are tools that help solve problems and allow communication. These tools come under three separate bands: physical, which includes rods, spears, and books; symbolic/psychological, which includes language, numbers, and braille; and conceptual, which includes theories, equations, and reading the weather. Vygotsky's theory stated that language was the most important tool, as dialogue has an extremely important role in the development of thought. Vygotsky believed that thought and language are initially separate systems from the beginning of life, merging at around 3 years of age, producing verbal thought, aka inner speech. Language is critical for cognitive development and is a shared social symbolic system for human communication. It provides a way of stating ideas and questions, the categories and concepts, as well as the links between past and future. Vygotsky described the use of talking to oneself as private speech, and placed great emphasis on its ability to increase cognitive development. Vygotsky noted that children use this speech when they internalize social conduct in a scenario where they need to think. As language skills increased, language then becomes a tool for problem solving, and when children are struggling with tasks alone, they will not feel the need to vocalize, instead using inner speech. Zone of proximal development. The zone of proximal development is the difference between a student's developmental level through independent work and their level of potential development through working under adult direction or with more skilled peers, essentially marking what the learner can do alone in comparison to what they can achieve with guidance from others. Vygotsky believed it was essential for learners to be within the zone of proximal development, as the students would drive themselves to complete all tasks at hand. To successfully scaffold a student, it is ideal to keep the student within their ZPD, as to not overwhelm them, but also to ensure that they do not get bored due to the simplicity of a task. Thus, it is important we use verbal prompts to support the student. This support can be given initially as private speech, but can gradually turn to inner speech. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope it was highly informative.